Hello everyone. Plants in hanging pots or containers add a completely new dimension to the way in which you can display your plants. If you're short of space, hanging pots provide me with a lot of vertical space so that I can actually house more plants. When plants cascade down from baskets, the effect is beautiful. Trailing green foliage adds immensely to the aesthetics of your garden or your balcony. So let us take a look today at some of the plants that can be easily grown in hanging baskets.
The first hanging plant that we're going to talk about today is the Wandingji. It's a beautiful plant with distinctive leaves. They have stripes of white, green, silver, and purple color. It requires bright indirect light. If the light is too dim, the distinctive leaf markings will start fading and you will see a very dull looking plant. Keep the soil always moist. An important part of growing the wandering Jew is pinching back the long binding tendrils. This will encourage a fuller looking plant. Now this pot that you see, I've trimmed it several times and so my plant has become so full. For propagating also, you can simply cut off a dozen stems and bury them in fresh potting soil. Keep the soil moist and you will see new growth within a few weeks. The same you can do in water as well. The second plant that looks so beautiful in a hanging pot is a spider plant. It's one of the easiest plants to grow. These are just grown in an earthen pot, small that we get, and tied it with rope strings. This is another spider plant, and the spider plant starts throwing babies called pups in the spring season that are so easy to propagate. You can cut it and put it in water and it will start showing roots within a week, or we can simply plop it back in soil and a new spider plant will grow. Water the plant only when the topsoil is dry. Keep it in bright light but avoid keeping the plant in direct harsh sunlight. Golden oak rose, or the Indian money plant, looks beautiful in a hanging pot and it makes a great addition to office or bathroom because it adjusts even to low light. They like a wide variety of light conditions, but direct harsh sunlight is not enjoyed by them. However, if you want your plant to grow well, long and bushier, bright light is good for it. Pruning it regularly also promotes more growth. You can leave them long and leggy if you wish to, but cutting them would promote growth at the back and sideways. The plant will become fuller. The Enjoy pothos is another kind of pothos that looks beautiful in hanging baskets. The leaves of this plant are smaller, the variegation is more marked, and the leaves grow closer to each other in small clusters. Its growth is slower than that of the golden pothos, but it actually looks more beautiful and attractive. As for light and fertilizer conditions, it is the same as that of golden pothos. Water it only when it is dry and fertilize it once a month. Do not keep it in harsh, direct sunlight, but keep it in a bright place where it gets adequate light. Ferns are plants with beautiful delicate leaves and they add to the beauty of any house. They don't need much direct sunlight. It's best to keep your fern in a place where it will get little morning sun or afternoon sun. Direct sunlight will make them lose their leaves or the leaves will start drying out. You see that in the summer season I have put this green net to protect my fern from too much heat. This is my variegated fern. It is the most beautiful fern plant that I have. You can see the variegation on the leaves. It's shaded green and yellow and green. Since the ferns love moisture, misting them or spraying them regularly really makes the plant happy. Especially in the summer season, you should make a special effort to mist your fern plants. Purple Heart is a tender ornamental plant known for its striking purple foliage. It can be used as a ground cover or as cascading in basket. You should grow it in full sun for best color development. Plants grown in shade tend to be more green than purple. Pinching the plant promotes more compact growth, and these plants can be easily propagated by taking cuttings from any part of the plant and putting the more into the soil or the potting mix. English ivy is a beautiful plant. It can form an attractive cover over walls and tree trunks, and this cultivated version of ivy is a popular plant for growing in containers. It's a good creeping vine as well. The plant prefers cool temperature and loves high humidity. It's a very forgiving plant and tolerates low light as well. Growing ivy indoors can make your home more lively and inviting. Plus, this air purifying plant also helps in cleaning the indoor air. The ivy is easy to propagate. Just snip off a stem near the base of the plant and place it in a glass of water. Keep it in a bright location and change the water every few days. In about a month, the stem will begin to develop new roots and can be transplanted into a container of potting soil. This is the second kind of English ivy that I have, in which the leaves have a slightly different pattern. So English ivy does come in a variety of patterns, but all types of plants need to be in a medium bright location. Don't place it in direct sun. Bright indirect sunlight is sufficient for its growth, but if the plant does not receive enough light, it can become leggy. So always allow the soil to dry out between waterings. You can also mist the foliage with a fine sprayer and fertilize it once a month. Snipping or pinching back the excess growth will make your plant more abundant. The next hanging plant that we're going to talk about is sedum. The sedum comes in a lot of varieties. I have this kind at home, and this is an easy to grow group of succulents. They have thick leaves. It's important to remember to plant it in a well-drained soil because they don't like soggy soil at all. They enjoy full or part sun. They should get at least 5 or more hours of sun daily. And as for fertilizer, any organic fertilizer would be good for them. And personally, I love sedums so much because they add so much of color and style to your plant collection. This is the philodendron of Oxycardium. It has beautiful heart-shaped leaves, glossy texture, and brightens up any corner of your home or office. It's an evergreen plant and perhaps the most common philodendron form. The twining stems of this plant look lovely trailing from a pot. Grows very easily. You can just place it in a spot that gets bright indirect light. Avoid the full sun, water it regularly. As for the soil, it should be kept moist but not soggy. It's a lovely ornamental plant. It also comes in different color. I'll show it to you. This is the Philodendron Oxycardium golden. So it has got golden leaves. This is the asparagus. It comes in a lot of varieties. This plant loves humidity. You can try misting it in the summer season. Keep the plant well watered. It looks beautiful in a hanging basket or a pot. Keep it in part sun to shady location for best foliage growth. You can see I put a green net around it to shade it from the intense heat. Otherwise the leaves start turning yellow. The leaves are also a little bit thorny to touch. The asparagus loves to be pot bound. Now this is another plant. You can see how long the stems of the asparagus have grown, and it has also got small white flowers which are common in this kind of plant. But mostly people keep this plant for its green foliage. See, you can see how long the plant is trailing down.
So those were some of the plants that grow very easily on the hanging baskets, and also they're very low on maintenance, and plus they can also multiply very easily. So if you'd like the video, please do like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.